My beautiful girls and wise men listening, today's episode, I have my guest co-host Marc Cunningham to talk to us about ghosting or not ghosting. Let's talk about it.
Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up? It's your girl, J. Marie. Thank you so much for watching and listening to Girl Talk with J. Marie. And yes, y'all, it's Girl Talk, but a wise man is listening. And today's episode, I brought a wise man, y'all. I got my boy, Marc Cunningham, here in the building. The cute dog. Say what's up to Marc. Say
What's
what's
going
up.
on, y'all? It's your man, Marc Cunningham.
Woo!
Honored to be on my good friend J. Marie's show, Roots to the Bros. You know, we gonna talk about some
Ooh,
stuff.
we got some
They
stuff
got
to
some
talk
stuff.
about.
Well, she got some stuff to
baby.
talk about. I'm just the guest on here, so y'all bear with me.
No, we ain't bearing with
I'ma try to
nothing. We
keep
getting
it
it
buck.
all out of him, ladies. Y'all see this little chocolate handsome
And this,
fella right here? Oh yeah, and he's single, right? If he's not, I mean, you didn't tell me before we started,
Yeah,
so.
you know what I mean?
And you know what, y'all,
Nah,
this
I'm
episode
single.
is big. He said he's single, so that's the official. Thank you so much for being here. And it's about to get real because
If you're
today's
not married, you're
episode.
single. Yes.
That's how, okay. That's another conversation for another day. The reason why this episode is bringing my guy here is because we're talking about to ghost or not to ghost. That is the question. And you know why this is important, y'all.
I just ghosted you.
That was his ghost. For those who are listening on iTunes, he bent down and went out of the frame of the camera, came back up, boogie, boogie, boogie.
Yeah, that's like what you do when you ghost. Like you disappear and then
Yeah.
come back.
And you know what? He's absolutely right. So we're going to get right into that. I just want to say thank you so much to those who have subscribed. Thank you to those who comment, like, share. I love all that. I appreciate you. I see y'all, all the other countries. Keep going, keep going. Thank you so much. And let's get into what Marc just said.
You're real international chocolate out here.
I'm international chocolate. You know who really loves Girl Talk with J. Marie? Dublin, Ireland. For some reason, thanks y'all, they are going crazy and they download us often. So you should be doing the same thing in any other country.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Especially in America.
Especially in America, mostly. Y'all should be doing it the most. And subscribe right now. Good point to do that. As we talked about this, now Marc just brought this up. He talked about what ghosting was, and I am such a nerd sometimes that I got a legit definition of what ghosting is. And this is the thing. Before we get started, I want y'all to know that it's literally 110 degrees in California. Yeah. So no matter where you are, even with air, I gave him one of my cute little Mortal Kombat fans, as he calls it. And it doesn't help that we have a little something to sip on, but also it's hot. And yeah, I appreciate him for being here. So back to the conversation. What is ghosting? I'm about to give you a legit definition, and then it's almost what he said though. Ghosting is the practice of ending, I know, right? They said the practice, it's all real literal. The practice of ending a personal relationship with someone by suddenly and without explanation withdrawing all communication. Basically, that's the real textbook definition of ghosting. So that means you cut somebody off from you. It's kind of rude, just a little bit rude. It's not new. Apparently, people have done this for a long time, but it is new when it comes to terminology. I would say within the last 4 or 5 years, 3 years.
I think it's been going on a little bit longer than that, or the term has been around a little longer than that.
Okay, so it's been too long, and now we're talking about it. Because do you think it's right to get ghosted? That's what we want to know today. And have you ever been ghosted or ghosted someone? So let's start with the first question. I'm going to ask Marc to be honest with us today.
Uh-oh.
Look at this handsome face. I mean, he's like literally perfect. So tell us, have you ever been ghosted before?
I've been ghosted before. Yeah.
Was it by somebody that you actually liked?
Yeah. It was more like, it was more like, just the rhythm of communication is off. So it doesn't really take long for me to kind of like pick up hints and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
He's discerning.
Like,
That's
okay.
street smart.
So after a couple of attempts to contact that person, I was just kind of like, oh, okay, I guess she just got James St. Patrick on your boy.
James St. Patrick. Y'all should
Ghost.
know what that
Yeah,
reference
for people
is.
that don't watch Power.
If you haven't watched Power, go watch Power. That's good.
She James St. Patrick me.
Oh my God! I promise I'm about to use that. So how did it make you feel? This is an important question because I think the ghosting thing, it can do something to it could do something to your self-esteem.
Yeah.
It could do something to your confidence. Like, what did it make you feel like?
I think for me, it was really just like, I was more so confused because you don't really know why, you know what I mean? And so that kind of just like leaves you in a space with your thoughts, and any of your thoughts at that time to you could be right because you never got an explanation from them. Me personally, like, I like closure. I like
Most
to give
people
closure.
like closure.
Yeah, like, I mean, but I'm just not one of those people that's like, if I'm invested in someone, I'm just not like, oh, F it and whatever. It's like, I like to know what's up, like what's happening.
Right, because you
Or
can
I'll give
take
that
it.
explanation. Yeah,
You
yeah,
can
yeah.
take.
It's-
How long were y'all talking? Like you and that person talking before the ghost happened?
We were talking for a few months.
Okay,
Yeah, a few
that's
months.
significant
A few months.
then.
And I mean, I guess you can kind of say like, there were signs, but I just thought that we had kind of reached a certain place in communication where we would at least be able to like communicate to one another if we were having differences or if we weren't really on the same page. But to my surprise, wasn't the case. I thought she was gone. I thought somebody had like kidnapped her or
Damn.
abducted her or something. An alien came down to get her. Nope.
Nope.
She was ignoring
No
me,
pun intended.
posting
Nope.
on the gram. I
With
was
the
like,
aliens? Oh,
Help
damn.
me.
Did she unfollow you?
we didn't follow each other.
See, I don't follow people that I smash either.
What are you talking about ghosting? You ain't what you talking about.
Well, I mean, was y'all in an intimate relationship? Maybe I should have asked that question because
We
that's
were intimate. We were intimate.
Okay, so what the hell are you talking about then?
I ain't know, like, I don't know your audience. This is my first time. I don't know if
But
they,
say
like,
what you want. Shoot, this is girl
these are
talk. It's girl
teenagers?
talk. I mean, teenagers are doing way
Let me
damn more
stay
than
on-
we doing.
let me stay
so
on topic.
the teenagers are getting more than he getting.
I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. You
guess
getting
that-
more than I'm getting.
Oh God, that's not the conversation. And no, I am not. I quit. I stopped. That's a whole nother topic. Okay, moving on. And so shut up. So the next the next question then. So you told us that part. You told us that y'all don't follow each other, but so she didn't.
We never followed each other.
Okay, so that's important because I wonder, like, when I cut somebody off, especially if it's somebody that I was in a relationship or a situationship with, I block them. I be blocking folks, and like,
Why? Does that make you feel better? Or
it does. And it makes me not, I don't want to see, first of all, I don't follow nobody on Instagram for real ever that I've had sex with or been in that kind of relationship with, because that stuff get tricky. And I don't want to see you posting, I don't want to get mad. So like, it's just one less reason for me to get irritated or jealous or something, because I think we all do to a certain extent. And if I don't know, it won't hurt me. You know?
You can mute them though. You can just mute them.
Yeah, I'm good. Like, I don't need
Blocking
to.
is a little...
Block is what happens. And it's usually because when I end it, I'm usually really trying to move on. And some of the people that I ghosted right now might see this video because they ain't blocked on YouTube. And let me just explain myself. What happens is what
levels to this.
It's levels to this. Because I didn't know this definition of ghosting is like legit. And it's actually like, okay, I do kind of cut off all communication, which could be wrong based on what you just said when you have been with someone. But I'll tell you why we do stuff like that. Some of us, obviously I'm not speaking for all people, but I'll say there's probably a majority of us who needs to.
Women or men and women?
I say us, because men and women, I don't know why some guys ghost, and I don't know why some women ghost.
Gotcha.
But I will say, I think why humans ghost,
Gotcha.
like you said about closure, some of us need to be able to clean cut, move on. And the temptation, and I'm not trying to be extra by bringing up temptation, but the temptation to be in a situation that you wanted to move out of is so much stronger when a person has access to you.
Right.
And say you're in that vulnerable space and had a day or something, and you really would temporarily you really wouldn't mess with them, but temporarily you accidentally do. This is people who don't have no self-control. I'll just talk about myself. And you talk to somebody that you said you was done talking to, okay? Because they text that moment or they called in that moment, and now all of a sudden you like, damn, back into a situation that you really was trying to get out of.
Right.
And that doesn't have anything to do with you, the person directly. It's more so about us and how we don't know how to close doors when they need to be closed. We don't know how to move on. Immature, whatever, lacking. Again, I think it's more about self-control,
But your damn self.
a little selfishness, because I am very much in love with me, and
Nothing wrong with that.
I've let people be in my life too long. that should have been dismissed. And I don't know how you can ghost Marc. What a jerk you were. No, but for real, I don't know how you can ghost him. But there are some people that I think we leave because we block everything because we need to get out and we don't want to get distracted and get back in it when we didn't want to be in it no more.
I got you. I think, so let me ask you this. Do you think, all right, so like I said, I'm not saying I've ghosted someone for sure, but.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah, I've ghosted
We wanted to
someone
have
for sure.
empathy for him first, and then I was going to ask him, have you ever ghosted somebody?
Well, yes, but let me ask you this. All right, so if you're talking with someone and you just
Don't go to my next question yet. Answer the question because you're gonna answer. You're gonna ask this. When is it okay to ghost somebody?
I was gonna ask you just for clarification because all right, like okay, if ghosting someone is to me, this is what ghosting is. If you and I are talking, we've been out on a few dates, we're seeing each other, we're seeing each other intimate or not, and I reach out to you and you don't respond. I reach out to you, you don't respond, you don't respond, you don't respond. It's like, all right, to me, that's ghosting. If we are both talking and we both just kind of like go our separate ways one day and I don't hear from you, you don't hear from me, and maybe I hit you up and you take, I don't know, 3 days to respond back to me, I don't necessarily consider that ghosting. I just consider it as that's your...
We made a mutual understanding to move on.
Yeah. Or you made a mutual understanding to move on because...
But if I respond to you 3 days later?
Yeah, because I'm still hitting you up, but you're responding later, so to me, that's your sign.
I thought you said if both of y'all don't talk to each other.
No. I mean, like, if we... All right, so literally, like, we go our separate ways, as in, like, okay, I'll see you later. But I'm still wanting to see you, and I hit you up.
Okay.
But you don't hit me back for like 3 days. To me, that's not. It's messed up, but it's not you ghosting me. It's easy way of you saying
like easing out of the situation.
Yeah, like I'm not really interested in you. I'm not gonna.
And then that's when you said, "Well, Bobby."
Yeah, I mean, it's, at that point, it's like I'm picking up what you're putting down. I get it.
No, yeah, because it's okay. And that's a great point because I think that's different. I think that when somebody is not giving you the vibe back. Like, you vibe with somebody, then you're going to, hey, good morning. This is what I think, especially men. Like, sometimes, yes, you busy, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But, like, if you really feeling somebody, you're going to hit them up. Yeah. I don't care what y'all talking about. Like, that is the end of the conversation. And for ladies, fellas who are confused and wondering, do they like me? Do she like me? Do they mess with me? No. If they're not hitting you up, they don't like you like that. Yeah, it just is what it is. Or they're cheating, and that means they still don't like you like that because they probably got somebody else. Like, you make time for what you don't want to lose. You make time for what you want to nourish. Right. If I like my body, I want to take care of my body, I make time to go work out. Period. You're going to figure it out no matter how... Yeah. His word is shepherd. That means I'm fine. But anyways, no, I'm kidding. But the thing is this. Y'all got to move on from that person. What I love about what Marc has shared with us, and I truly am the same. Listen, you give me a baby stitch and you don't want me vibe, I am out. No, she's so serious. Like, I do not like feeling played. And that is another reason why I will ghost you in a heartbeat. Now, we're going to move on.
Defense mechanism.
It's my defense mechanism so strong. And I don't like that I'm always like that, but it just is what it is. Like,
so, all right, well, I was going to say, like, how can we move past that? Because I personally
move past ghosting?
Yeah, I personally believe no one deserves to be ghosted. That's just me.
That was going to be the next question, though. When is it okay to ghost?
I don't think it is okay to ghost. I think, obviously, if it's a toxic situation, meaning like someone's just blatantly being disrespectful, then you don't owe that person, you don't owe anyone anything at all. You don't. But it's just a common courtesy,
Just so they're not wandering and jump off a bridge
just
somewhere.
The mind can do some crazy,
No, it does.
Like living in your thoughts. And if I like someone, but I'm just not feeling them, I can, there's a million different ways you could tell a person, hey, like, I think you're cool. We all know what that means when someone leaves with, I think you're a nice person. You ain't feeling me. It's all good. But I don't know. I just don't like me personally. I know.
I do not like doing it either. And I don't like. I got ghosted one time. I'm gonna tell y'all the whole truth about this ghost situation. And I was pissed. So, because I didn't see it coming. That was what blew my mind. But what I did know is that he seemed tricky. He was so fine though, and he was captivating. That's what was tricky about it. He snatched my soul with his eyes. That was dangerous, right? So it happened real fast. And thank God, like, we didn't do it or nothing. We came home. But we didn't do it, though. I didn't give him nothing. But that ain't that's not what the ghost was. It really wasn't that. because we went out on a date. We had a good time, but more than once. And it was really fast. All of it was. But I felt like he was in the streets. And I was like, he up to no good. I felt like he was maybe a pimp or something. Like, it was something tricky like that. And crazy thing is, he works in the industry. So if you don't know about the entertainment industry in Hollywood, that's another reason why I wasn't going to talk to him.
So you captivated by pimps?
I don't know. That moment... he's like, he works grip or whatever. So like he's that masculine, like the grip.
Oh, okay,
like he does all the lights and stuff.
Man,
and so he's the one who's picking stuff up, and he was like, and the way he just like, it was just that control that he took over me when he introduced himself alone. And it happened so fast, y'all. Everything was fast. And then out of nowhere, like all the days that, it was only like a few weeks of us talking, but it was like, and just like that, he went MIA. And I was like, what the hell? And I was truly confused because,
I mean, did you like reach out to him though?
No, of course I hit him up. That's when I realized, I just assumed that he kicked me to the curb because I was like, where did this nigga just go?
Did he ever respond?
No, and this is what's so crazy. I don't know, because when he didn't respond, I blocked him at my phone.
How soon did you block him after he didn't respond?
I would say probably like a week. It probably took like a week.
Because grip, that's...
No, he was hitting me up every single day. Pause. We just talked about this.
Maybe I'm just saying.
Guess what, y'all? Let me fast forward to this.
Okay.
I see this fool on set what was this last? We were filming that movie sometime last year, and I was like, oh my God, and my best friend, she knew everything because she was on set the day I met him. And so it was so tricky because I was like, oh my God. I was like, I think that's him. And because he works with another person we all cool with. So they're like close. And I was like, damn. How do you play like, normal? But he came up to me, he spoke, and he was nice and everything. And I didn't like him at that point no more. I was so mad because I didn't know why he did that. And that's, like you just said, that pisses me off so much. But I still don't care, though. Like, I will cut your ass. When my feelings get out of it, it's a wrap. That might have been
a little too soon, though, because...
A week?
You know how the industry works.
Hell no. He was talking to me every day.
I get that, but I'm
saying... On FaceTime, and that's the FaceTime
maybe
was tricky, though.
Maybe he was in between gigs.
And I also think he was in between relationships. And I feel like you should have a pause. That's going to be another topic for another day before you start talking to somebody else. Because that's the trickiness of it. You should take a break first, cut it off all the way, make sure ain't no go backs. And then, just like what he's saying, go a whole week from not talking to somebody. And then you pop up and be like, oh, my bad, I was gone out of town.
I'm saying, like...
I thought he was dead. I thought he got took to jail. I told you I thought the nigga was a pimp.
The difference, industry does make a difference. I will say that. I hear what you're saying as far as you can make time to reach out to a person. But I would be a little bit more understanding if I was in your shoes, just because like grips, they work a lot, man. They literally
really?
Yes. Like I
know I'm not telling you that rhetorically, really. But it's like
time. I see guys that work in grip that I work with
for 19 hours a day.
Run out and they're literally running out to have a moment to text their text
I
their
saw
wives
it.
or their family.
I saw people work their asses off like that. I don't excuse it because you just said it. They run out and send a quick text message.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
hey, I'm still alive.
If y'all was just talking, I don't know. I'm just saying. Like,
you mean like he wasn't obligated to communicate?
He wasn't obligated to communicate.
And I wasn't obligated not to block his ass because that's how I feel.
That's aggressive.
Ooh, this is weird. I thought you was gonna be on my side. That's why I shared the story.
I hear you. I'm just saying, like, it's a difference, man. It's a difference. If you would have said he's doing something else or whatever, then I would be a little bit more understanding.
Like I said, he probably was a pimp on the side. The way he snatched me up.
Not working grip.
No, he probably ain't got time to pimp. Unless he doing it. He was so smooth though, y'all. That's the tricky thing about it. I don't really get caught up in game like that.
Stop lying to your audience.
I would never lie to y'all. Y'all know that. I'll be telling y'all way too much.
She finally got somebody on the show that's gonna call her out on her bluff.
Y'all know I don't lie. Y'all hear all my crazy stories.
We connected through the church.
Right. Well, you can connect us through the church. Guess what? I'm still gonna tell the truth. How you think I go pray? Ask somebody to pray for me.
Truth? Okay.
I'm struggling in this area. I need somebody to cast this thing out of me. So anyhow, that was way too long of giving him credit for something that he did not deserve to get credit for. Toxic. This is my last thing I was going to talk about when it comes to ghosting.
Toxic.
And now I guess it's just gonna be me. Now I thought he was gonna have something to say, but apparently it's guilty Jennifer. Ghosting and coming back. Raising from the dead.
Well,
have you ever done that?
Like
Ghost? Have you ever had that happen where
like
they
they
ghost
say-
you and then they pop back up like, hey, how you been?
like they say on Power, ghosts never die. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, like I said, I have not reached out to a person for an extended period of time, and we go our separate ways, and then I might pop back in the picture like, oh, you know, what's up?
So he changed the definition of ghosting.
No, I'm not changing the definition of ghosting. I'm saying that's what I've done because I don't really.
But you've ghosted somebody and came back to
ghosted
life.
somebody, not necessarily in that realm, in that specific.
Y'all tell me what that sounds like. It sounds like he has ghosted someone and tried to raise from the dead and show back up again.
Remember what my definition of ghosting is, though. It varies slightly from what you're saying because if they hit me up, then I would respond and engage.
This dude is so funny.
But I just didn't reach out to them, so it's not necessarily ghosting because it works both ways. You can hit me up, so you know. So I wouldn't say I ghosted them. We just ceased communication. And I did come back into the picture.
The definition of ghosting. The practice of ending a personal relationship with someone by suddenly and without explanation, withdrawing communication from them. It's the same.
But I didn't withdraw communication from them.
You withheld communication?
I didn't initiate communication with them. It's a difference because they could have reached out, and if they don't reach out, it's like we're all right. I get it.
Ooh.
But I will say, now, if this person is mad at me, then it's like, well, why? Your fingers aren't broke. Like, why do I always have to?
That's true. Now,
how do you know I don't want to? How do you know I don't want to be hit up sometimes?
That's important. You know? Oh my God, we have to touch it really quick because I am one where I'm like, okay, if I hit you and you took too long or you didn't respond back, and it's been like a day or 2 days or something, I'm like, okay, what the hell? I know this is for people who text because I actually prefer a phone call, even though I don't like talking on the phone that much no more, unless you have great conversation. Other than that, you know, just text. So unless we're in person, you know, I'm cool with that. And so I'll get mad. And see, and this is where you'll get ghosted from me. If you take too long to respond to me, I will ghost your ass in a heartbeat.
What?
I sure will. Because I think everybody has a right. Everybody has a right. I think everybody has the capability of at least responding. Now they even got freaking emoji heart. You can like a damn comment. You don't even got to say nothing back if you don't feel like it. And all these people with these excuses about why you ain't writing somebody back. What the fuck? What do you do all day with your phone?
I agree with you partially.
He just want to debate me.
No, I don't want to debate you. I think first off, it's like, I don't know, it was maybe 15 or something, like early 2000s, mid 2000s. A bunch of books came out on, you know, just like how to communicate with the opposite sex. And I remember one of the things that came up I've heard it from both men and women, mainly men, is just to like not respond right away to make it seem like
I know. Wait 3 days to say something back. I've heard that before.
You know, in books, and even like if you talk to some people now, like if you listen to some of the talking heads on YouTube, it's like don't reply right away.
I have not heard that.
Like, yeah, it's
so
out
what
there.
fool are y'all listening to?
I don't know. Like I said, I mainly remember from the books like that came out. This
Stop
is like
doing that, fellas.
Early. But I don't know.
But this makes sense because I have other friends who bomb-ass chicks who deal with the same thing. Y'all wait days to respond. Like, what is that about?
But it makes sense why they do, because I mean, if I don't condone it. I wouldn't say go out there and do it, but it's like
not if you want to keep them.
If you're too, they say that, but
I'm telling you about
those are the dudes that y'all are talking about probably in y'all conversation. Y'all probably not talking about the dude that's replying in 5 minutes. That y'all know y'all already got.
If we like him, then yes, the hell we are. And I think this depends on age and maturity, because at this point, if you taking 3 or 4 days to respond to me, more than likely I have blocked you out of my phone and I'll never see a response. Because I don't play that shit. I don't. Because like I'm not in, well, I kind of was in casual situations and then I changed my mind. So once I got out of the casualness of whoever I was dealing with, casualty of who I was dealing with. Like, oh, we're just smashing, or oh, I'll just see you here and there. That's different. But when it's more like intimate and y'all know y'all moving to something and you're stupid if you're waiting 3 days to talk to the person because you think it's a rule. That's dumb.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. 100%.
Because somebody else gonna snatch them up, and that's exactly what happens.
True. I don't subscribe to games, but I do know that
Games.
there's a certain aspect of human nature that just doesn't make sense, and that's one of them.
That's true.
I feel like if two dudes are trying to talk to you, and let's say at the start off you are interested equally in both of them, one of them is, just as soon as you reply, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, you know him more. But if you're equally interested in this other guy, he maybe comes off as more intriguing, more alluring, more on the mystic side, like, what's up with this dude? You know what I'm saying? His presence, his texts carry more weight because they're not coming as frequently. It seems like
unless you spitting game. So this is the thing, when you smooth talking on text often, I like that kind of stuff. And it's all dependent upon the person. So it is, you look forward to sweet nothing. Some people like hearing the little, even if it's regular, it's still good. It depends on the person. It does. In the person, individual person like you or me, where we are in our relational situations that we're in. Like, do I care about a person saying something to me? No. If I do, then you better be saying something to me.
But I still think you will be more prone to, people like what they can't have. People are interested by the unknown. It's human nature. You know what I feel like after we mature for a certain while, we want that consistency.
That's why he's a cute dog. They like to chase.
No, I mean, I think most men appreciate it.
And I'm a woman, and I don't want you to be playing games with me.
No,
I won't.
Chasing is not, this is a different topic for a different day, but chasing isn't playing games. We're chasing you. Like, what type of, if you're running, you're the one playing the games because you're running.
Just said we want to maybe not text back because you're wondering mystic and all that shit. It's not mystic to me no more. I'm like, you getting on my nerves, and I'm about to not talk to you because you're not interested. That's what you just told me. You feel like they're not interested in you if they don't respond. What is the difference when it's a woman having this happen to them?
What do you mean, what's the difference?
You said, okay, if she's not responding, I catch a vibe that something ain't popping off, and you just move on.
No. So when I said that, I meant like for guys who come off as too eager. This is what I was talking about, the game that's in the books, for the guys that come off as too eager. They were saying this is a method so that you don't come off too eager, which will like enhance the interest of the woman towards you. So that's why I was saying, like, all right, though, if you take a little bit of time to respond to the text instead of just being so, hey, I'm here, you know everything right off the bat, so there is no mystery, there is no intrigue. I've heard women always say this to me.
This is so not our topic today.
I'm just saying it is because it's about ghosting.
We have to talk about this another time. This is so much more. Like, I'm frustrated. This is not a good idea. Whatever this topic is, it's just not smart. What y'all are doing, that's not smart.
It's not. No one's encouraging men to do it. I'm saying back in the early 2000s, all these different methods came out, which convoluted the whole dating thing. So I think women do it. I think women do it more than men. Like, you text a woman and they take hours. It's just like, I mean, and this is what women that I've gone on to be in relationships with, that I've, going places with.
Now we do that.
So it's like, why is it just like you try to flip it and ask me, why is it a big deal? Why is it really a big deal when we take a little bit of time? We might actually be busy, but y'all know y'all
oh, hell no, we be busy too.
Doing what?
Not true. Okay, pause.
Editing your photo to put on Instagram? Y'all know damn well y'all don't put your phone down.
Wait a minute now. Hold up.
It's getting hot in here.
It's getting hot because he's about to starting some shit. He's starting stuff. So this is the thing. We do put our phones down, first of all. And we might take longer to respond on purpose. Because number one, we definitely I got water. We definitely talking to each other. And sometimes women do this, like they'll be asking, "Oh my God, girl, this is what he said. What should I say back?" We be doing group chats with one person. Like, women be looking for advice from their friends.
Meanwhile, we just out here trying to get to know y'all. We trying not to play games.
It depends on which friend the woman is talking to. Because if she's talking to the friend like me,
that's a topic for you.
Sure is.
That's a topic.
And he'll be back, trust me. If you're talking to a friend like me, I'm trying to promote more than likely my friends to go have some casual fun. Unless you're the dude that I think if she's wanting to settle down and I think that's a good idea, I'll help that too. But if I think you're a player and you're going to do them wrong, like one thing about me, I'm not a hating friend, thank God. I'm really here for the best choice. And when you ain't the best choice, you just ain't the best choice. And we can learn from our mistakes or not. And then when you are a good look, even if it's just a smash them. Go, run, do it. Get out of there. Be safe. Like, it's not that big a deal. He want me to alley hoop somebody to him. I'm already on it. But that's my thing. Like, I'm promoting him talking to one of my friends because I know that both of them would be okay. Say y'all don't get into a serious relationship, but if y'all did decide to have a casual relations and, smash. If y'all decided to do that, I know both of them could handle it. And I coach my friend to handle stuff like that because at some points, they weren't able to do that all the time. Because it'd be like, that's another topic too. You can't just be falling in love with everybody. But golly, do you be falling in love with everybody? Yes, he took too long to answer.
No, I was trying to give you an honest answer.
I think you do sometimes.
If I like him, I fall. I think, I fall quickly. I fall quickly.
He's such a sweet, like, romantic type.
Yeah, I do.
He's the type of person that's because he can write. He's a writer.
I love hard, too.
He does. It's like he's a writer. He can run. And he's not running game. See, I would, if I were talking to him, I would kind of get tricked a little bit because I would wonder if he was trying to run game or if he was really like that. But then when you get to know him, you'll realize that's just how he is. And this is so not the topics. Have you ever cheated on somebody before?
I have.
Damn. So you took away all the good
But I do
stuff.
want to say black men don't cheat.
He definitely has this whole entire brand of black men don't cheat, which is not true.
It wasn't my idea. Lil Duval kind of reestablished
It's still not
it,
true.
But I felt that and I got behind the movement. So
It's not true.
Cheat, and if you cheat, then you ain't black.
Okay. Moving on. Speaking of not being black, what a great segue into Girl Talk About It. And for those of you who already know, Girl Talk About It is our segment where we talk about something that you should know. And I'm here to tell you if you don't. So, this particular topic, y'all, oh my God, he talking about being black. So, yay. Kanye, that is.
Oh.
This man right now is upset with the Kardashian chick because he says that he wants to be able to say where his children go to school. Now, they got 4 kids together, okay? Kanye has started the Donda Academy, and apparently he wants him to be going to the Donda Academy. And Kanye has lost his rabbit mind and went nuts via text to her, and they shared it all online, and I don't know how it got online, but it did. And this is what one of the text messages said. I'm about to share this with you.
Kanye the only one that went nuts? It sounds like some...
We about to get into it. So here's one of the text messages. Yay. After Kim tells him, please, my mother says, please stop talking about her. She is overwhelmed and it is stressing her out. She's 67 years old. That was what she says. He says, y'all don't have no say over my black children. Now we talking about what color they are. Y'all don't have no say over my black children and where they go to school. They will not do Playboy and sex tapes. Tell your Clinton friends to come get me. I'm here. That was one of the text messages. He goes on to say later, oh, what you get to say where my kids go to school because you white? Now, this is my statement and I want to hear from Marc. Kanye, you picked her. How you gonna get mad and start trying to call her white and say your kids? Like, what is happening? And now I also wonder, for real, is something wrong? Like, is something wrong with him? Like, where did this come from? Why are you tripping like this and talking about the race of your children to your baby's mother and all of this stuff? Like, you chose Kim Kardashian. You knew, and she had a sex tape when you married her. So you called her out for the sex tape. You talking about the sister who was in Playboy magazine. Actually, your kids just might do that. That's what they're being raised around. They possibly might. Then what are you going to do? And they are also half of Kim. So just because you black, they still have her. I'm confused. Like, is he mad? And I don't mean mad as in angry mad, emotionally. I mean, like, is something wrong? I'm concerned.
We actually talked about, if you remember on one of when we did that podcast, Kanye was on our first.
I don't remember this, and that's what's interesting because we come full
So
circle.
that's why.
Because this has gotten out of hand. Like it's
we still have
insane.
the same stance on Kanye.
Because at first I got quiet about Kanye. I was being okay with him because I was like, oh, okay. I was like, he moved on with another looking like a her. Cool. That's what he wants to do is keeping him coping, and he's being normal a little bit outside of getting a clone of her. Because that's a little strange to me.
You like what you like.
Well, it felt like he was dressing her just like him, but that's another story. It's like Barbie doll. But then he starts doing these things, and this is where I'm like, she had a sex tape. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, what was this, 5-6 months ago? He bought the sex tape back supposedly on and gave it back to her from Ray J or something like that. He brought a disc. It was some crazy stuff that was on their show, and we might have talked about this on an episode of Girl Talk About It segment. What's happening though? How you gonna talk about the kids? Her being half white and the kid. They just because they're black and they don't. Where did this color stuff come from? What are you doing?
I don't know the full context of everything that's going on.
That's the summary. Literally, that's all TMZ gave us. But that's what I read.
I will say, like I said, I have no idea what's going on, but yeah, man, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I don't know. I think I imagine as a parent, I don't have kids, but it seems like that's a decision that
it should be made together.
Yeah,
okay, that's fair enough.
Together. And you know, I've always said I think Kanye has has a beautiful mind. I don't think he necessarily articulates it, but I think he does more good than harm with his message about being free and being creative and, you know, speaking your truth and stuff. So I've always respected him for that. But, you know, I do think it's a little, I guess, a toxic situation. I feel like a lot of those situations should be handled privately, but we don't, I mean, who knows, like, what's really going on behind closed doors with him? You know, like, does he have people in his life that he can actually trust with what's going on? And if not, then maybe that's his outcry. And what I find is that a lot of times, it was a meme that went on like not too long ago where you had it was like, you know, you wonder why black men don't like open up about stuff. And on the meme, it was like a picture of Tyrese when he was crying about his baby. It was Will Smith sitting there looking sad when Jada Pinkett was telling him that, you know, this look at you laughing at me, but I'm serious.
I'm only laughing because I almost used Tyrese for the topic today too. That's a different story.
But okay, you had Will Smith just sitting there looking like his soul was snatched out of his body when Jada was telling him the news, and Kanye when he was on stage crying about when he was like announcing I think his presidency or whatever. And everybody just
y'all are not about to make me feel bad for laughing at this.
But I'm just saying, like, again, I'm not making excuses for him, but I'm saying,
I know you ain't, because I will fire this up. I swear.
But I'm just saying, like, when
black women, I won't even get started on how we not protected. But continue.
Okay, yeah, okay, all right. I mean,
it's equal. Let's just call it equal.
I wouldn't call it equal, but at the same time, it's not a comparison. It's not a comparison. It shouldn't be.
Because y'all just said black men don't get a chance to open up about themselves.
Yeah.
Black women don't get to be real. Like, and we can go both direct. We can talk about that all day.
But it's not a thing where we're competing. It's a thing where we should both be able to
be compassionate towards one another.
Exactly.
Okay.
And we should, you know what I'm saying?
Fair.
Like,
I will humbly say that's fair.
If that's what he's doing, then I don't agree with it. But it's like we should all take some time to just like look a little bit below the surface before we start jumping out and just like making these judgments towards people. That's what I think. Like I think it's something obviously which is no secret. It's something that's going on there. Like, so that's kind of like what my mind is like, does this guy not have anyone to talk to, or where is this wise counsel? You know, you and I.
He doesn't have wise counsel. We know that already because they don't listen to him. I mean, he don't listen to them. So we also got to remember the benefits that we have are that we are also being quiet and listening.
He doesn't listen to him though?
I would assume, based on what I saw when he snapped on somebody that was close to him in the videos, it's like, okay, let me say this carefully because I agree with what you just said. That's the first part, is I think, yes, he might struggle with having somebody that he can trust in his circle that ain't out for some, you know, trying to get a story or trying to get some money. I also think that two things, and this is one or the other could be the case. Either something is actually really wrong with Kanye mentally and he needs to get help and he just hasn't done it. And based on what Kim says, he does have problems and he hasn't been taking care of himself. That was his wife. So she said that. So that's not right now, but I mean, in the past, we've heard these things. It could be not. I don't know. I don't know his doctor's records. But I also can say the disrespect that happens out loud for the woman that birthed your children and the woman who carried the seed to birth your children. Because I know I don't like that. I don't care what color Kim Kardashian is. A woman is still a woman. A woman has still sacrificed her body no matter how much money they got, no matter none of that. And I always pick women over men. Duh. Yes, I'm going to say that out loud for those of you who think we're being biased, like you said, and not having emotion for the men. I think a woman, if it wasn't for a woman, the man wouldn't even be here to cry. So that's the truth of the matter. It's just true. A man can't birth another man. So we need to have a little bit more respect for a woman who's given life and a woman who takes and nurtures a person to where they are. And Kanye, for you to get so pissed off and put all this out here in the world and talking about sex tapes and her sister and it's just too much. The energy is way off for the situation. Like, I agree with what Marc said in the beginning. Every parent, I'm not a parent either, but I think, yeah, if you're separated, let's talk about what school is best, how is this going to work, and what's this look like for their future. But like, to just lose it, that's what makes me wonder if you have it all. It ain't about counsel no more. I can get pissed off and get mad. I know somebody might be talking to me, but there's a level, it's a time and a place for everything. And online and Twitter and Instagram and then that kind of shit, that kind of stuff, when you got kids that are going to see this, they're seeing it now. Some of them are old enough to see what's going on. So that's what makes me wonder if something wrong with the dude.
At the same time, though, like, I will say this again, I'm not a parent, and this is just like looking at how the legal system works. The legal system does favor women in just about everything when it comes to children and marriage. So, like I was saying, like we only get, as consumers of media, we only get like
a stitch of what's going on.
What's really going on. There could be things going on in the background where she doesn't let. I don't know. I'm just throwing out.
No, but you're right. Her having a boyfriend with the boyfriend around the kids that early and all of that was tricky enough.
Or like, we don't know, like, if she's like, oh, you can't decide this and you can't decide.
But I'm just saying, it shows me that
put it all out there. That could be his only. I'm just throwing out scenarios. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I agree 100%.
Because it's tricky. Because she done some tricky stuff recently. The fact that she had Pete Davidson and they were like, oh yeah, Pete took the kid out to blah, blah, blah. And then y'all broke up a month later. Like, that's a bit much in my opinion. And again, I'm going based on how my mother raised me and my daddy raised me. Like, my dad and my mom separated too. But my mom, I never knew none of my mom's side pieces, main pieces. We never saw them. And so it just is what it is. I just think that level of seriousness that they were in, it's like, okay, yeah, I've been with somebody for 2 years and then I bring this man into my child's life. Versus, I like him, we kiss, we smashing, and now all of a sudden, you know, he got the tattoos of my kids on their neck, and Kanye called that out too.
Wait, he got hold on, what?
Pete Davidson.
Got
the initials of all her kids on his.
And they broke up?
Well, that's what Kanye just said. Oh, yeah, my kids' tattoos are in the grave. He said something about that, too, in this little rant that he went on, making fun of Pete. But, yeah, it's just a lot of it happened real fast, for me, a little crazy, how that went down. So, Kanye and Kim, I really, really genuinely, I'm going to say this one more time, because Kim, I was just praying that y'all worked it out and you really fell in love with Pete, and then I was wrong.
Pumpkin Pie Pete.
Pumpkin Pie Pete. I was wrong again. Damn, man, I keep thinking she gonna pick the right person. And like, actually, like, Kanye, I feel like you gonna calm down one day.
I'm in Sherman Oaks. It's not too far away from Calabasas, so if by chance, no, don't come towards me.
Marc would be sprung. Would you be sprung?
I always get sprung.
That's why I say he'll be sprung.
That used to be my song when T-Pain came out with that. Yo,
I'm sprung out to get me. Got me doing things I never do.
Yo, ain't no shame in my game.
You ain't never lied though. That song is real for him. It's all jokes aside. And that's why when you get your person, I will beat her up if she's trash. Just know. Ask all my other friends. Okay, so back to our next point. You know, we like to always represent a black business or a black nonprofit, and that is what we're doing right now. Funny enough, this guy, let me tell y'all something. He has his own wine line, I like to say, but it's actually his brand of wine. He makes this wine. It is so perfect. So please, I'll let you share. Oh yeah. My God.
So it's a hobby. I make wine from my crib actually. Do a little homebrew, wine, cider, and beer recently. Beer needs some work, but we gonna get there.
Oh, so you started with the wine, beer too?
Yeah, I started with the beer, but that needs some work.
Nice.
Wine and cider, I'm confident in that, but the beer needs some work. So yeah, the brand is called the Social Wines Club, and I just really like, wine lifestyle. You know, I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's peaceful. I think if you haven't been out on a vineyard, you should make an investment and go out there just to, taste wine, drink some wine and stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as the business, as you know, or if you don't know, you need like a lot of licensing, and it's a lot of licensing and things you have to go through to actually
especially with
sell
alcohol
beer.
too. Yeah.
Sell wine and all that stuff. So that's coming in the process. But the homebrew is really giving me an opportunity to just really understand like how the process works. So what I pretty much want to do is just bring like awareness to wine and the wine lifestyle and just create fun content around it. I think it's an untapped market, especially for people that look like us. But just everyone, like a lot of times when people think about wine, I was with a friend the other day and she was like, oh, you're into wine? I always thought like wine was for like older, rich white men. And I was like, that's interesting that you say that, because part of like me wanting to just bring like a diverse voice to the wine industry is just like demystifying all that stuff. Like anybody can, come in and find something that you like to drink and really enjoy it. And for me personally, like I love having and sharing wines like around my friends, just chilling. You know what I'm saying?
He does such a good job at it.
Yeah.
How did you get started into it? Like what made you be like, oh, I'm about to learn how to make wine?
Actually, well, I used to work in hospitality, and that was when I kind of first started being around people that were really into it. And I was a homebody, and wine is kind of like drinking wine. It was always like an opportunity for me to travel without leaving home, because it's so many different, comes from so many different regions, so many different grapes to learn about, so many different winemakers and their process. So I really just started kind of picking up bottles and drinking it all the time, posting it on social media. And then one of my fraternity brothers, he like does the whole home winemaking thing too. He hit me up like, yo, you can start making wine from home. You always drink it. You should try making it from home. And I was like, oh, what? I don't have that the stuff.
Crazy.
And he was like, no, it's simple. So he sent me the list of stuff that I needed to get. And this was like just over 2 years ago. Like it was a COVID
So
hobby.
I'm about to say during COVID,
It was a
basically.
COVID hobby.
So wait, what are a few other things that you need to make wine from home? Like if somebody wants to look into it.
The first thing you actually should know is it's literally just yeast and the sugar from the grapes. If once those two things are married, then you have wine. It's not going to be the best wine, but you can literally go to the grocery store and get some grape juice and throw some yeast in there, and then a few moments later, a couple weeks later, you'll have wine. Like I said, it won't be the best stuff.
God knows I don't need to know how to make it.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. Of course, like the super wine industries now, people wouldn't want me to say that, but yeah, you got to start somewhere. So
plus, you gotta have the passion, it sounds like, to even do it.
For sure.
I'd rather just buy his wine and you make it and I pay for it. That's how I feel about it. Because I've tasted it.
I can't sell it.
Yeah, so that's the whole point. So you see it, Social Wines Club right
Social
here.
Wines Club, yeah.
You see the information. Make sure that you hit him up and just go follow him so you can learn more about it. I remember my first bottle of wine. Unfortunately, when I got it, I never stopped drinking it after that.
That's a good,
I found my thing. Like that was my thing.
The word says in Ecclesiastes 9:7. So go ahead and eat your food with joy and drink your wine with a merry heart, for God approves of this.
Well, exactly where we're going next. He just needed a reason to testify on how we can drink wine, and it's perfect that you bring us into that segment. As I tell y'all, support Black business, support Marc and his wine. Right now, it's not a company yet, but he can take donations, and you should get some good gift ideas, and we'll leave it like that.
Check me out.
But going into what he just said is so weird, because Potts, prayer on the spot, no matter what, there's always a scripture for you. There's a way to pray. You need to always get your word. I'm going to always promote that. I don't care what I'm doing or what I'm talking about. Y'all need to find the Lord on your own time. So this goes to this topic a little bit, and I just feel like after everything we talked about, no matter what's happening, if somebody hurt your feelings throughout this process, this particular scripture could help. And remember this, Jennifer, Marc, Ephesians, funny enough, 4:32. This man is special. We won't get into that yet. But Ephesians 4:32, it says, be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ God forgave you. I still want you to remember that. Do y'all understand? Like, I gotta take a deep breath because God knows I be getting irritated. But I forgive folks. I might move on, but I truly forgive somebody. I don't have no hate. You know, it ain't no room for that. And that's how you're able to still keep being happy and still try to love again, I guess, or try to find happiness, try to have new friends, make businesses, and you gotta find that way to forgive somebody so you can move on. Mark, do you have any hate in your heart for anybody?
I don't have hate in my heart for anyone. I have dislike for the Ohio State Buckeyes because I'm a diehard Michigan fan. Go Blue. But yeah, that's it. Sports related. I love everyone.
I can't. Yeah, that was so hilarious. The straight face that he just gave me. I was thinking to myself, oh my God. But of course, we already know this. And it's funny because where are you from?
I'm from Toledo, Ohio. The Buckeye State. I love my state. I love everything in my state except the Buckeyes.
It's the weirdest thing ever.
But I'm from Toledo, which is the reason for the greatest rivalry in all the sports. Like if they weren't fighting over that land, there would be no the greatest rivalry in sports. So I just
he is wild.
Y'all can call Toledo the reason. Just call it
the reason. That's the reason then. Because we all do love the Buckeyes. At least I know the people who want to win do. The people who want to win do.
They ain't win last year.
That was by accident.
Oh, really?
Moving on. Okay. So we'll bring him back after his team, or once the football season gets started. That would be fun to talk about.
This Saturday.
That's for y'all for college, right?
Yeah.
Because the NFL don't start until Thursday.
Yeah, I don't know when it's getting released, but yeah.
No, it's going to be released on Sunday. Okay, anyways, you guys don't know we're pre-recording this. Now you do. Make sure that you subscribe, like, share, comment. I would love for all of that. Let's thank you one more time to Marc. Oh, my God. I love him. He is, like, one of my favorite people to talk to. I mean, I've said this about this. He knows. We haven't been here before. So just know that his advice, you should take it, especially my wise men listening. Thank you all for watching and listening. Let us know, have you ever been ghosted? How do you feel about ghosting? And if you've learned something today about ghosting, tell us that too, because I don't want y'all ghosting people no more.
They learned
after that group of people I just ghost, I'm not gonna ghost
the synonym for it.
What was the synonym again? Oh, that's right, James St. Patrick. Go watch Power if you have not. Shout out to 50 because he killing it every time he makes. Wow, I'm impressed. And we'll see you next time. I mean, yeah, it's girl talk, and make sure you guys write your own happy ending. You're still alive. You have that opportunity. Be happy. Get to writing. I love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Peace.
Bye.